What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today I got a special one, okay? You guys know, or you may not know, that soon we're gonna have a balance patch, and I thought, why not just go through some units and talk about what needs a buff, okay? Specifically, this will be a LD edition. Alright, I'm just gonna go through light and dark units, and I'm gonna talk about the ones that need a buff the most, okay? I might skip some of them who also could use a buff, or I might just go briefly, through it. But I want to talk about the most important ones, okay? So let's start with the light units. Start from the bottom, okay? Now, Achroma is there, but Achroma is one of those that I'm just gonna briefly go through because I don't think she needs a huge buff. I think maybe just skill 1 needs to be improved a little bit. Make it a 30-40% reset. I think that's gonna be fine. She's already pretty cool, I think. In a lot of turn 2 comps she can be super annoying, so I think she's actually in a pretty decent spot. Zrat is fine, Eludi is fine, Sean is fine. Again, these guys, maybe some more base speed. That would be awesome. But overall as a unit, it's pretty fine. Julian, maybe something a little bit, but again, he's almost fine. Again, not one of those units that is like the shittiest, and needs the buff the most. Lima is fine. Laura is close to being good. Some additional debuff on skill 3. Something would be nice. But she's almost good. She's almost good. Now Jaeger is one of those that should get it. One of those critical ones that really needs to get it soon, I feel like. Because right now it's just damage, and then the passive that's supposed to protect him doesn't really protect him the way it protects, let's say, Chroma. So I feel like Jaeger is going to get a buff very soon that might make him really strong. I don't know what exactly. I talked about it on my stream on Twitch. How he might get like a Chroma type of passive as well. It would be kind of insane, maybe. But I think there's something coming up, for sure. Some additional effect, potentially, on the passive. I think skill 1 and skill 2 are fine. The dot on this is kind of memey, but at least it's a 100% chance to activate. It's not horrible. But skill 2 is awesome. The passive damage is awesome. Yeah, they just gotta add something to the passive. I feel like Comtos will buff him to be super OP. That's just kinda what I feel like. But yeah, next one. Monkey is fine. Arda. I talked about Arda as well. I feel like he will get a buff. I don't think he's one of those crucial units that needs a buff. But I feel like he will get it because of just Comtois liking to buff passives to be OP, That's just how it feels. Shazam. Now Shazam is one of those, I think, crucial ones. Base speed needs to be improved on these beast monks, all of them. Please, just bring him to a 102, 103. Please, that's just very sad that they're still on a low base speed. The base stats overall are pretty good, aside from the base speed. But then, the leader skills. Now the leader skills have gotten changed pretty recently, actually. They had dungeon leader skills for a very long time. But these leader skills are not impactful though. Crit rate leader skill, accuracy leader skill on light dark units that are made for siege. Like, these are not siege leader skills. They're not good leader skills. Also, for them to be viable in RTA, they kind of do need something more. Like I said, more base speed would really help. I really wish they could just make better leader skills for them. Like, you saw how Chandra suddenly, boom, became insta-meta as soon as he got the speed lead. Because he has a pretty good skill set. You know? He has a pretty good skill set. We've even seen Chandra in RTA because of this leader skill. You know, a leader skill can change a unit a lot. And I feel like these should also be viable in some way. Hopefully Comptos does something about them. But yeah, Asuma's fine. Yunhong. Again, I'm not gonna talk about nerfs in this video. So I'm just gonna go through the units that need a nerf. Nigong. This one is very tough. He needs some kind of a little touch on him. The problem with Nigong is revivers are really bad. Unless it's like a passive revive, like a Nana. Even Vanessa is kind of bad, even though it's like a passive revive. It is resettable. I don't know, man. Nigong definitely does need something. I've seen some people say give him immunity. Is that the right call? I don't know. To be honest, maybe like a 2-turn immunity on the revived targets. And if you don't have to revive him, put the Soul Protect and put the immunity as well. Maybe for 2 turns. Would that make him better and viable? Probably. Yeah. Probably, yeah. Eleanor. Skipping. Pontos. Already good. Good. Widget. They should touch Widget a little bit. My suggestion was to make this leader skill at 28, just like Wolyoung. And then this passive, make the passive heal himself. Because he only heals the teammates. He doesn't heal himself with the passive. I think that's just... There's no reason for it to be like that. And if they fix those 2 things... It's not like huge changes, but... It is good changes that would make him more viable, you know. So I think that's what they should do with Widget. Oberon, fine. Tianlang. Celia, I had a suggestion where the passive, you could choose who you're sleeping. That would be kind of, you know, something. Maybe make this 100% activation. And that's kind of it. I'm not sure what else. These 2 things maybe could happen. Skill 1 is really good. Some people said like a 2-turn sleep. Random 2-turn sleep. I don't know. Maybe it's too much. Maybe it's not. I don't know. Sleep is kind of a weird debuff as well. I don't know. But yeah. Maybe make it targetable. Make this 100%. That's my suggestion. Eleanor, pretty good. Volantis, gonna skip that. Gelner's good. Lucifer. Now, I had a conversation about Lucifer with my stream. How this unit is actually absolutely garbage. Probably the worst LD5 in the game. Right? If there is no Leo. Am I wrong? I think that's very fair to say. Because his passive is complete garbage. It boosts no attack bar. It's so little that you will never see it. Unless you're running it with the Leo. His second skill, same second skill as this. First skill, same first skill as this. These skills are nothing crazy. Second skill is... This is just damage. And this is just... a okay skill. And then the passive literally doesn't exist if you don't have a Leo. So what happens if you pull a Lucifer and you don't have a Leo? Well, your Lucifer goes to storage forever until you pull a Leo. Like, he is completely unusable if you don't have a Leo. I feel like a LD5 should not be like that. Why is he so connected to a Leo like a chakram is connected to a boomerang? It makes no sense. Those two have nothing to do with each other, but somehow he's completely useless. Completely useless without a Leo. You know, I feel like I'm not a fan of Leo myself personally, and I hate using him. But like, I cannot use my LD5 without Leo. So I feel like, can they do something about Lucifer for him to not be just a Leo unit? Like, you know what I mean? Let me know what you think, okay? Narsha, skip. Hanwoo. Hanwoo is one of those important ones. Now, this is what the suggestion was for Hanwoo from me. Actually, it was someone in chat who told me, and then I was like, yeah, that's amazing for Hanwoo. Give Hanwoo Chongpong skill 2. Wouldn't that fix him and make him more viable in RTA and also keep the same viability in other content? I feel like that would be awesome, because then you can use Hanwoo. You guys know second skill, defense break plus glance. But make it the same as Chongpong, where you can't defense break if a unit has will, right? Defense break goes first and then strip. So like against Verts, this would be awesome because you can glance and defense break Verts. And act as a stripper for other stuff. And then if you get a 2-piece, maybe it's pretty cool. But yeah, I feel like that would just be the ultimate change for Hanwoo, which would make him just a super balanced unit. Let me know. Let me know what you think in the comments, okay? I feel like that's perfection for Hanwoo. This guy, really good. Skipping. Craig, I'm actually pretty fine with Craig being like this. You know, Craig is a super underrated unit, okay? Super underrated unit. I know his base speed isn't great, but he reminds me a lot of Tiana, where the third skill just does a lot, you know? So the low base speed is kind of justified. That's how I feel with Craig. So I think Craig is in a pretty good spot, actually. Zene, pretty good. Dorothy, same thing that Hanwoo has, okay? Third skill, I heard it's pretty good. Like, I never really looked into Dorothy that much, but I had some people that use Dorothy tell me that this skill is actually pretty cool. Now the second skill is the main issue because it's kind of useless with this kit. So I was like, why not give Dorothy this skill? Now she can act as a setup, but also have insane damage. Why would you just not change the skill to this skill? The unit would be much better, much more viable. You know, it's just very simple, I feel like. Instead of them just buffing this skill, like, how are you gonna buff this skill to be good for this kit? You know, it just doesn't fit. Sometimes Comptos gives units a skill that doesn't fit them at all. And then that same unit has a different unit in the family who has a skill that fits them. So why didn't you just fit it up nicely? You know, the way it should be. But yeah, I feel like that's gonna change it a lot if they give it 100% defense break AoE skill 2. I think that would really help Dorothy to make her better. Daniel, I think he's fine. Ella, I think this unit is actually fine and very underrated. Benedict. So what I heard from people that own Benedict is that they ruined him after buffing him to do even less. I don't know what Comptos is doing with this unit, but I feel like they should just make this unit's passive like old Dominic and fix the issue. Just make him like that. And everyone's gonna be happy. He's an LD5. It's gonna be good. GG. Right? Just please. Or they could make him do more damage with this, because I heard the damage is pretty bad. But yeah. Shun, actually after the buffs he got, is pretty decent. Pretty decent. Maybe some more touch. I don't know. I think it's pretty good though. Pretty decent. Veronica, we're skipping that. The cookies. Now this one I fought before and it's actually pretty underrated, I think. Maybe this skill could use some kind of a buff, but I think the third skill is pretty cool. This one, maybe just a little bit of a buff on this. Something. 1 turn immunity. Something on this. This one though sucks. Okay, this one sucks. I feel like this one, a similar situation to Dorothy and Hanwoo, where this skill doesn't fit her, and this skill would fit her much better. And it would make her viable, good, viable, good. And then this one somehow gets the skill where this one is kind of too strong now with this skill, and it would be balanced with this skill. You know, so if they could swap the light and dark one second skill, they balance out both. And GG. There you go. Easy fix. Kovachi. Actually, you're never gonna see this unit because it's pretty new. But it's also, I feel like, a little bit underrated. I think he should get some kind of a buff, like a little bit. His skill 2 is very good. His skill 3 is pretty decent as well. It's a 2-turn attack buff. AoE cleanse with attack bar push up. You can use him as a booster. Actually, just not a bad unit at all. I feel like he's underrated at the moment. I'm not sure why we're not seeing more of him. You know? Maybe they can add something to this. A little bit more. I feel like it's gonna be too much if they do. But honestly, I think this guy's pretty cool. And that's gonna be it, I think, for the LD units. I'm not gonna talk about the Assassin's Creed units in this patch or in this video, because I don't think they will be in this patch. Okay, they never do the new units right in the next patch. They never do that. So I hope I'm wrong. But I'm not gonna talk about them in this video because of that. Okay, let's go on dark units now. Now, Han, Skip, Trinity, Maker, Attack, Type, done, fixed. Grogan, better base speed, please, thank you. Give him 100, 203 base speed, fixed. Jara. Now for some reason they want this unit to be a PvE unit, but at the same time they're giving it a passive where you can't get revived if the unit gets killed. So I don't know what Comptos is trying to do with this unit. I really don't. I don't know what the hell they're trying to do. I feel like if they want to make Jara viable in PvP, they need to give her some kind of protection, right? So you can't really die that easily, like a Perna in a way. Maybe even give her Perna's passive. The revive part, at least, you know? there needs to be something to protect a unit like this from easily dying. Because that's the main issue with the unit like this. You know, using it in PvP. Zeratu, more base speed. You know, I don't think Shan necessarily needs a buff. But giving Shan 5 more base speed, I don't think that's going to change anything much. It's going to make him a little bit easier to rune, which I think he deserves. But more than that, Zeratu deserves it. Okay, give him 5-6 base speed more. Fix it, man. That's such an easy fix. Such an easy fix to a unit that makes it more viable. You don't even have to think about the skills. The skills are pretty fine. You know, it's such an easy fix. Cadiz, I think he's pretty fine. Gianna, skipping that. Nikki, we're skipping that too. Ragdoll, I'm skipping it. Sons-in-law's good. Fermion. Now, Fermion could get some kind of a bonus on his passive, just like Arda, where he gets increased defense. I think that's the best thing they could do to him to not make him broken. I think he's very close to being good. It's a every turn provoke. Good 2-turn cooldown, 2-turn defense break. Very high damage unit. Very low damage take unit, you know, because he has the decrease. Pretty nice, you know. Pretty nice. He takes a lot less damage. Yeah, just give him more defense from his passive. I think that's gonna help him a lot. Rahul! Better, as I said about Shazam. This one is better though, in Siege. This one you can use more often than you would Shazam. But again, some more base speed help the man. You know, it's so easy to fix it. Kraka, I think she's good. Wolyoung, skipping Wunsa. Lydia, probably one of the ones that needs the buff the most. It's very tough to buffer though, because I don't like this passive at all, where you gotta take damage and then you do more damage. Because you're getting CC'd at that point, you're just dead, you're never gonna move. So what I thought, maybe they give her resistance to inability like Jaeger has, where at least she can't get stunned or slept or frozen. At least that, you know. And I think that would just maybe elevate her to a different level to be used a little bit more. Again, base speed. Why do they keep this? Why do they keep doing this low base speed thing? I don't understand. For some units, it makes sense. For most units, it doesn't make sense. So I think they should just do a balance patch where they overhaul all base speeds. Like literally. They could just make a balance patch out of that. And I would be super happy. And I think a lot of people would too. Banana. Just add another dot. You know? No, I'm just kidding. Good second skill. Decent passive. He's very close to being good. You know, maybe add a random defense break in his passive. Whenever he hits a unit, defense breaks it. Fixed? Maybe. Let me know. What do you want to see with Manananan? Let me know, okay? Let me know in the comments. I kind of like it. Just a little bit of a touch on him. He's going to be pretty cool. Sylvia, Debay. Add AoE Oblivion on Debay, third skill. Fixed. Alright, fuck it. Why not? A 2-turn AoE Oblivion plus branding. Boom. Alright. I think that's one of those units that can get Oblivion easily and just be super nice. After this, Nyx. If you want to buff Nyx, give him 100% activation on this. Done. I think he's already super annoying unit. But if they really want to buff him, that's how you buff him. Miyang is pretty cool actually. Pretty cool. Viva Chill, Alexandra. I kind of like Alexandra. I think she's pretty okay. Leona, Potter. I'm skipping those. Her tit. How do you buff her tit? he's one of those units again that needs some kind of protection to be used. His own protection. Very tough. Very tough. Give him a Odin passive. Would that help him? I don't know. He might need more protection than that. You know, he does need some kind of protection. If we want this unit to be a PvP unit more, he needs more protection. Now, we've seen him in siege defense. It's okay, but it's not great. It's okay, but it's not great. So, yeah, self-protection. His base stats, the HP is really bad. He is kind of a bruiserish unit, so he should have more base HP. But yeah. Give him some more protection on this passive, so he's not just a PvE unit. Bella. My suggestion was to add cannot be revived on this skill. When you kill a unit, boom. Nana doesn't do shit. That was my suggestion. I think she's pretty okay, but a little touch like that could make her more viable. Beelzebub, we're skipping it. Ziana, I think she's super underrated. If they don't do anything to her, I think it's still fine. If they do, I hope it's something small. I really hope it's something small, because you know what happens when they buff Beast Riders. Masha. Masha happens if you buff Beast Riders. So yeah. And Arsha, of course. But yeah, I think she's pretty okay. If they buff her, again, something very small. Very small. Mookwall, pretty cool. Darkrai U. Again, one of those situations where just give the man this second skill. Just give him the rolling spike. Boom. Fixed. Kinda fixed. Remove it from... You don't need to remove it from anyone though. Just give it to him. And then there's gonna be this guy and this guy with this second skill. And we're gonna have 3 guys with the strip skill. Why not? It's so easy to do it. It's so easy to just fix a unit like that. Come to us. Are you listening? These are some good ideas. And there's gonna be a lot more good ideas in the comments. Check it out, come to us. Gurkha. Oh, so many people cry about Gurkha. And I feel like a lot of people just don't want to use him because he got nerfed. Not because he's terrible, but just because he got nerfed. They don't want to use him. I feel like he can be used still with stuff like Molly and shit. I feel like people just don't want to. Now, I haven't seen enough Gurkha post nerf to tell you if he's bad or not. I just haven't, because no one wants to use him. So I'm not sure if he actually needs to get something here again. I heard some people saying give him 5% recovery. Maybe. Okay, maybe. But I'm still unsure about it. Duman, make this irresistible. Boom, fixed. Ongi, skip. Kiki, skip. Jackson, skip. Maya, this passive needs something additional. It just needs it. That's it. This passive is too little. It does nothing. This looks like a secondary part of a passive. Okay? This looks like a secondary part. Something not too important. That's there to make the unit a little bit better. next to the main passive. So I think they need to add another part of the passive. Something like Nora has, dots. If they add dots the same as this one, it would be kinda lazy, but you know what? Better lazy than nothing, right? Maybe just add something here. Dot, attack break. Defense break is maybe too good, is it? It would mean that you would defense break on this and this and this. If they had just like a defense break. I don't know. But yeah, definitely need something there. Skip, Ritsu, make this irresistible again. That would help him a lot, I think. Destiny, skip, skip, skip. Those are all good. And then there is Zenesek. One of the main units that needs a buff. He is basically a shitty Raccoony. Kinda. I don't mind this skill. I think this skill is pretty cool. But this, not healing at all. They could add a heal, okay? Now this is better than Raccoony, because it cleanses all harmful effects. Pretty cool. Raccoony cleanses 2. This cleanses all of them. Pretty cool. But then, maybe you just add some healing. 15%, 20%. Yeah, I know he's gonna be super annoying if they do that. But hey, what else are you gonna do with him? You know, what else are you gonna do? They already made them like that. It looks like a very obvious buff, and I think that's gonna happen. And that's it, alright? I would really talk about this guy. I said I'm not gonna talk about AC units, but this is the worst LD5 in the game. So I'm just gonna briefly say it, okay? This is the worst LD5 in the game. And yeah, this guy. It's terrible, it's horrible, it's worse than Zenesek. That's it. But yeah, that's gonna be it, okay? I tried to skip units that are already OP, very strong, or balanced, not too big of a priority to be buffed, because I just wanted to touch mostly the ones that are a bigger priority, you know? But yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video. Let me know, what do you agree with? Is there anything you disagree with? And let me know, what do you think about some of these units? Like, what do you want to see as buffs? We're not going to talk about nerfs in this one. Just let me know the buffs that you want to see. I know a lot of you probably have an LD5 that you want it to get buffed. Let me know, okay? But yeah, thank you for watching again. Stay safe, take care. I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.